The importance of daily prayer. Therefore, I tell you, whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you will receive it and it will be yours. Mark 11:24. As Christians, we often talk about prayer, but do we truly understand just how important it is? Prayer is a means by which we can connect with the God who created the universe on a deep, intimate level. It isn't just a ritual for special occasions or a mealtime tradition. It is our direct lifeline to our Creator. And so those who say they just can't make time for prayer are really just trading the most important part of their day for something else. If you want to remain close to God, it is essential to develop a habit of prayer, or else you will consistently lose communication. And what is a relationship without communication? You don't have to be one of the overly religious folk who pray every waking second of every day, but you definitely shouldn't become the kind of Christian who only prays when the situation calls for it. The best thing you can do to ensure that you don't backslide in your Christian life is to pray daily, not just because you should, but because you want to, and because it is what God expects of His devoted followers. That doesn't mean you will be automatically condemned if you miss a day. We are told we are saved by our faith and not our actions. Yet, faith without works is dead. When our faith in Christ is thriving, our desire for prayer will be strengthened and vice versa. Faith and prayer go hand in hand. Consider what prayer is. Isn't it just talking to God and laying our entire heart in His hands? When you bring all that you are to Him in prayer, you will feel much lighter. We are not meant to carry the burdens of this life alone, and that's part of the reason why we need to constantly be praying. Prayer for deliverance is incredibly important, but even beyond that is prayer in gratitude. What have you thanked God for lately? When you stop to think about all the things in your life He has blessed you with, it's impossible not to be awed and humbled by the grace of God. Worship at its core is simply being awed and humbled by the grace of God, confessing that He is the Lord of our lives. You may never have thought about it in this way, but prayer is actually one of the simplest ways to worship. You have seen just how wonderful it is to have a strong, growing relationship with Jesus Christ. But you can't expect to reap the benefits if you aren't willing to do the work. Even if it hurts, even if you have no time to spare, God is always wanting for you to cry out to Him. A few minutes of each day is nothing compared to the eternity you will spend one day with Him. This is why daily prayer is not only a good idea, it is absolutely crucial to the Christian life. Thanks for watching. If you have a prayer request, please comment it below.